Good morning, beloveds. All right. I'm just having one of those mornings. I got up, went to the gym, and it's cold. My app said it was 34 with it feels like 31. My car disagreed. The car said it was 37. But the sun came out, so it's going to be a beautiful day. All right, it is February 18th. Our title is It Works If You Work It. Our author is Johnnie Colemon from a transcribed interview from 2001. All right. At Christ Universal Temple in Chicago, the mantra is, if you work it, it works if you work it. What does that mean? I work with Johnnie Colemon all the time. And any lesson, prayer, or sermon that I am giving, I am not really giving to the people sitting out there. I am teaching Johnnie Colemon. One day, as I was praying, that statement came. It works if you work it. It comes from within you. And if you are not meditating and have your attention stayed on God, you miss it. But I heard the Father say, it works if you work it. It can't work unless you work it. If it is not working, it's not God's fault. It's your fault. In order for prosperity, health, and peace to work, you've got to get rid of some things. You've got to let go of some things. You've got to stop gossiping. You've got to stop being jealous. You have got to let all of that go and realize that the same God that is within me is within you and can do for you the same thing he's done for me. You are the thinker that thinks the thought that makes the thing. Please explain that statement. Once again, I am a metaphysician, which means I deal with the mind. Everything begins in the mind. And if it begins in the mind, whatever the effects are in your world, life, and affairs, you must find the cause. There's a cause for every effect. You've got to think the right thoughts because every thought comes back to you. Whatever you think, you have made it. How does it come back? It comes back from the substance of God, and the substance of God is like a big piece of dough with no form or shape. Just a huge piece of dough waiting for you to use the cutter to make an incision out of this big piece of dough. Your thoughts happen to be the cookie cutter. So what you think, say, I am the thinker that thinks the thoughts that makes the thing. Therefore, you must be very careful about what you think, what you say, and what you feel, because what I think will not hurt you. It will only hurt me. Wow. I'm not sure. I've heard of Johnnie Colemon before. I think Jesse's talked about her before. And obviously, I think in this book we've read her before. But it was like, wow, don't you love it when it's plain speak. It's plain speak. She's like, look, you know what? Your thoughts are creative. If you want your life to be better, then there's some things you got to give up. If you want peace in your life, what in your life is not peaceful, and see what you can get rid of. We have a saying in New Thought, or in Science of Mind, that we say, you got to treat, move your feet. You can't expect whatever you're treating for to come to you if you do the treatment and then sit on your couch. That's not the way it works. You got to treat, do your treatment, and then go out and it's not even necessarily that you got to chase whatever it is you did the treatment about. What you've got to do is go and live your life. Once you go and live your life, then then you've got to be open and aware. You got to be open to the guidance that's going to come to you. It's like, okay, I've treated for whatever this is. And then, I go, maybe I do a treatment and then maybe I go to center. And I go to the center and I have this conversation with somebody there. And the conversation's about what I was treating about. And this person has a piece of the puzzle. But if I had stayed home and sat on my couch, I wouldn't have had the conversation and I wouldn't have gotten that piece of my puzzle. Okay? So that's what we say when we say treat and move your feet. That's what we're talking about. You go on and live your life. Do your treatment and then go out and live your life. Put yourself in places where you are going to encounter information that will help you with whatever it is that you're working on. And then she also said, you got to give up things. If you want your life to be peaceful, stop gossiping is definitely like top of the list. How is your life peaceful if you're gossiping? Because one, you're spreading bad things about other people, and if you're doing it to other people, aren't you worried that people are doing it to you? But if you're not doing it to other people, you're probably not worried that other people are doing it to you. And even if they are, you probably don't care, It's one of those situations. And then when he asked her the second question, any thought can be creative. Any thought can be creative. And that's the important thing. Any thought can be creative. What makes the thought creative? When you wrap it in feeling. When you wrap it in feeling. So that's one of the things. You don't have to be like a hawk watching your every thought. But what you do want to do, and I've talked about this before, what you do want to do is watch the trend of your thoughts, which is a good idea. I need to make a note about that. You want to watch the trend of your thoughts. It's like you want to weed your garden. You don't want to freak out at the first weed, but you do want to pull the weed, okay? And then if you keep finding lots and lots of weeds, maybe you want to go back and look at why do you have so many weeds in your garden? What's the underlying? Because she said, what's the cause? What's going on in your garden that you're having so many, weeds pop up? Okay, well, maybe it could be the people that you are hanging around with. It could be the media that you are consuming. There's this thing called doom scrolling, where you scroll through social media looking for all the bad things. I don't do that. I've heard it called glimmer. I like to glimmer scroll. I'm looking for the good things. But I've also curated my newsfeed in such a way that that's what shows up. I belong to a group on Facebook with very, very, very strict rules. Very strict rules. You were allowed to talk about your cats, and you were allowed to talk about your clerical duties, I guess would be. And that's it. No memes, no nothing, no politics, nothing. And we abide by those rules. And it's not that sad things don't happen, because we've got a number of those people who are struggling with their congregants who are, in the cat terms, are not praisey people. They go to the praisey place, but they're not praisey people. You know what I mean? And there have been a number of cats that have gone over they've been ill, they've gone over the Rainbow Bridge. Some of the people have gone over the Rainbow Bridge. So it's not all positive all the time, but it's a loving, supportive community. Okay? And they're online, and so when I'm on social media, I'm not doom scrolling. I'm not looking for I'm looking for those people who are loving and kind and supportive, and maybe they're struggling, and then I get to pray for them, or their cats, or if they have prayer requests for their families or their families' cats, where I get to do that kind of work. And so the thoughts that are creative are the thoughts that we wrap feeling around. So what kind of feelings are you regularly curating? Since I used the word on talking about social media, what kind of feelings are you curating? And your feelings are not the problem, okay? If you are sad, if you are angry, you want to feel those feelings. You want to go ahead and have that experience, and then move on. But you also, when you are feeling those feelings, you want to be very careful about the thoughts that you are wrapping those feelings around. Okay? I'm never going to tell you not to be sad, because everybody is going to be sad. But what you do is you feel those feelings, and then when you are ready to go and do your work, you put those feelings aside, and you pick up the feelings that are appropriate to the work that you are doing. Okay? The worst thing we can do is suppress our feelings. But when we are in the midst of strong emotion, we want to be careful about the thoughts that we are thinking. Because those are the thoughts that are creative. So she said, go back and look at the cause, all right? where are your weeds coming from? Where are your weeds coming? Like I said, people, the media that you're consuming, maybe you're not getting enough rest. Maybe you are not eating as well as you could be. Maybe that's where all of those weeds are coming from. And so it's extremely important to go back and look, okay, so where are these weeds coming from? And it's not that you're not going to have them, and please don't beat yourself up when you have weeds. Please don't beat yourself up when you have strong emotions. It's part of the human experience. But what you want to do is catch, as I actually quoted this not too long ago, Bishop Reverend Tutu. He said, we've got to stop pulling people out of the river, okay? What we've got to do is go upriver and find out why they are falling in. And that's what you want to do for yourself. If your life isn't working the way you want it to, then maybe you want to go upriver a little bit and find out why you keep falling in. It's like, where is the loose ground here? Where do I need to build a dock? Is the dock okay? Maybe I need to tie my boat a little bit better. What's the cause here? And the good news is that there are a number of ways that you can do it, yourself, but you could also, hopefully you belong to a supportive community, and be it a spiritual community or any other kind of community. I'm a minister, so of course I'm going to lean into the spiritual community, but I also have what we call, I have a fam, which that's the family of my choice. I'm not blood related to any of these people, but we're family. And so hopefully you have a supportive community that you can go to the community and you can say, all right, this is what I need. So it works if you work it. That's the title. It works if you work it. Do your treatments. Mind the trend of your thoughts. And get up and move your feet and go out into the world and live your life. And as you are living your life, remember to be open to the information that will come to you. And sometimes we get information we don't want, and we can look at it and go, well, it's just information. It's just information. Now, what am I going to do about it? All right, so literally the title is the mission. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to work it, to treat and move our feet, and to understand, to mind the trend, to mind the trend of our thoughts. We can go looking for the causes. If you're constantly pulling people out of the river, let's walk upstream and find out where they keep falling in. All right. That is the mission today. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. It is literally the spiritual practice of self-care. Okay? Self-care is a spiritual practice. If you're going to live a life of service, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You must take care of yourself. And you must take care of yourself first. Okay? I am speaking to all of the women, especially the mothers, who tend to take care of themselves last. Please stop doing that. Take care of yourself first. Your children will be better for it. All right. And what does it look like? I always say take a deep breath before you speak. There are a variety of reasons for that. One, it's easier to not say it than to make amends for something you didn't mean to say. But more importantly than that, when you take that deep breath, you give yourself the chance to respond instead of react. Why is that important? Because when you respond, it's who you are. When you react, it's who you've been taught to be. Okay? Now, if you have done the work and your reaction and response are the same, good for you. How many of us have done that kind of work, though? Go to ministerial school. You'll have to do a whole lot of that kind of work. It's not for everybody, though. I get it. But there are lots of classes that you can do where you can do that kind of work. All right. I also like to say take a walk, take a nap, take a break. I mean it both literally and metaphorically. I do mean go take a walk, get your body moving, get your the blood flowing, your oxygen moving. But I also mean sometimes you need to walk away from things, or walk to something new. Take a nap. Mind your stress level. Do you need to actually literally turn yourself off and turn yourself on again with an app, or do you just need to do some stress management? Okay, take a break. That's literally about perspective. Sometimes we get caught up in things, and what we need to do is then go and do something else for a while so we can come back with a fresh perspective. Or we need to go talk to somebody and come back with a fresh perspective. So I also, in this loving, kind, and compassionate thing, and the goal is that everything you do be loving, kind, and compassionate. That's ultimately the goal. But the other thing is don't save the good stuff, which I say by saying eat dessert first. I do sometimes literally mean it, but most of the time what I mean is sorry, as my brain shorts out, don't save the good stuff. Don't wait for a special occasion, make the occasion special. Go ahead and go out of your way and make an ordinary day extraordinary. Doesn't take that much. And then joy. I'm always going to lean back into joy, because if you watch the news, which that may be one of the things Johnnie Colemon would tell you to stop doing, stop watching the news. The world seems like a crazy place. I mean, you walk out your front door and you know the world is not a crazy place. There are places in the world that are crazy, but, you deserve joy. It's a quality of God, therefore it's a quality of you. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you still deserve joy. So please make room for that. All right. I need to eat, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. All right, the rest of the suggestions: do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. I did bring my water with me. Get that early in your morning bright light. I'm telling you, when it feels like it's in the 30s, that sunlight feels really good. 5 to 10 minutes of bright light first thing in the morning will help to reset your circadian rhythms, and you will feel better. All right. If you can't get the sunlight, it's 5 to 10 minutes, and the light in your house is not enough, Google seasonal affect disorder lights or sun lamps, and don't spend a lot of money on them. Okay. At this point, they should be fairly inexpensive. So, all right, but they can be very helpful. Very helpful. All right, where was I? I said drink plenty of water. Your brain works better. Your skin works better. Your skin looks better, and your body works better. Okay. Ernest Holmes. I'm going to quote you my favorite Ernest Holmes quote. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven. Right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you, right? Okay, what does that mean? It's a mindset. Heaven is not a locality. It is not a place we have to get to. It is a mindset. It is a state of consciousness. Once you learn to create it, nobody can take it away from you. And more importantly, any place can become heaven. I mean, wouldn't you want to walk around in heaven all the time? It's not, and we don't, but if I can walk around in heaven more often than not, then my life's pretty good, right? Okay? That's the mindset. And Emma Curtis Hopkins is her quote, look for the good and praise it, which is gratitude practice, right? Which is why I've been leaning into this month suggesting, be it first thing in the morning when you wake up to set your intention for the day, or last thing at night if you need a good night's sleep, or just in the middle of the day. Name 3 things that you're grateful for. And try not to repeat for at least a week. And if you can do that, try and not do it for a month. Because you'll have 297 things that you're grateful for. And then you can keep that list and post that list for any time you need a little bit of a boost. So, we have 29 days in the year, hence the math. If we had 30 days, it'd be 300, All right, so, or maybe it'd be 900. I don't know. I shouldn't do math on the fly. All right, point being, look for the good and praise it. It is the fastest way to get on to creating that heavenly mindset. Okay. Social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the Running River Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I commend them to you. The YouTube channel, both of the YouTube channels, there's thousands of hours of video. If you need some glimmer scrolling to get away from the doom scrolling, go check the 2 YouTube channels out. And when you subscribe to the channels, then it will notify you when we post new videos. Like there will be a new video sometime today on the Creative Life Spiritual Center, because I'll get the Sunday service up on it. All right. That reminds me, I also need to get that Raymond Anderson up. Okay. Where was I don't know. Okay. As I lose my mind, we are, if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. And that will, the hot links are hot. It's 1 email a week. It's a real person doing it, and he ain't got time for that. So there's that. And yep, I think I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a work it day, a rest day, a enjoy the sunshine day, a cuddle with your fur babies day because it's still cold out there day, a bundle up day because it's still cold out there day, a enjoy it while it lasts day, a silly day, a good day, and if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. All right? Explore the truth of your being. Ooh. Explore the truth of your being. The cat just rolled over on the hot pad, and so the hot side of him is up. Oh, that's a nice feeling. Explore the truth of your being. All right? I like to tell you to make regular trips to the source of your own being, so it's a well-worn path so that you can get there at any time. But also, I want you to peel back the layers of everything you've been told that you are and get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because I can promise you one thing. The person that the divine knows you to be is good. And once you learn that, anything else is possible. Anything else is possible. All right, beloveds. I need to go eat is what the truth of it is. So, but we will have an amazing service for you here in less than an hour. So feel free to check that out. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up and remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m., although I'll see you sooner than that because, like I said, we have a Sunday service at 11 a.m. right here on Facebook Live. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.